Welcome back, bros, to another video review. Today we have the opportunity to take a look at G2 Universe Cloudcover. So for the contents, this is what we get inside. We get G2 Universe Cloudcover himself, the instruction manual, and his two null rays. So here we are to take a closer look at the G2 Universe Cloudcover. And I must say, the colors on this figure are definitely in my liking. I like this color paint palette scheme that they used on this figure with the sky blue and then the light blue. And then we got some white molded plastic with the white painted on the shin of Cloudcover. And then we got the black molded plastic, the black painted null rays, and then on top of that, check out the airplane wind intakes. You got in the bottom side the black and the yellow checkered pattern, and not only that, it continues on his feet. So yes, I like the way that this figure turned out. It looks clean, it looks good, and it definitely reminds me of that G2 Universe figures that we were supposed to get a lot of them in the past, but these concepts may not have all been released, but it looks good. And I like that he is rounding out our three figures for the Seeker mode. So for the articulation, it is basically the same as what we got with previous figures of this mode in the past, Ramjet, and so on. So here we go. I'm going to show it off just in case you forgot. The arm rotates a full 360, as you see. The arm goes up this high. It is a little bit more than 90 because of transformation. The wrist does go up as transformation also. There is no waist swivel, but we do get a thigh swivel right here. We do get a knee bend. We get a foot rocker, as you can see. The foot can rock down and the heel can rock down. But other than that, that's about it for the foot articulation. And then we have the head. It can look up this high. It can look down this low. And that is what we get standard for pretty much all Voyager size figures in this mold. So basically we have the basics, and that's good enough for me with the posability on this figure. So here we are for comparisons, and I'm going to start with the other G2 Seekers that we have gotten in the past that hopefully some of you have in your collection. Hopefully you do not miss these two other G2 figures, because yes, they are just about impossible to find right now unless you're searching on the aftermarket, which may cost you a lot more than what you're willing to pay. Now here we have the G2 Ramjet on my left, and then here we have the G2 Sandstorm right here on my right. And in the middle, we have the featured figure, which is Cloudcover. As you see, as a whole, as a trio, the Seekers look good in my opinion. Yes, I do think each one has their own benefits and likes, in my opinion, for the figures, as you can see. But just looking at them as a group, they look good in my opinion. So here we are, guys, for my final comparison. Here we have all the G2 Decepticons that I own, starting with G2 Megatron, G2 Sandstorm, G2 Cloudcover, G2 Ramjet, and G2 Jyaxis. And I must say, this G2 shelf is starting to round out very well and starting to fill up on my shelf. Now, the only one that I remember that we're definitely missing that I want to add to my collection is a G2 Starscream, and that would be perfect and incredible in my collection. I'm not too sure if I want the G2 Minosaur because I have the G1 already and I think he belongs there. But maybe if they do a box set in the near future, I may be interested in picking up the G2 Stunticons. So now it's time for transformation. So now that we have the G2 Universe Cloudcover transform in its alt mode, this is what we get. And I like the way it turned out. Yes, it is the same Seeker mode that we've gotten in the past with Thrust, Dirge, Starscream, Skywarp, Thundercracker. It's pretty much the same thing, but I just like the way this deco is on this figure. It looks good, and it reminds me of that pixelated detail of what we got early with computer graphics, and I think it's pretty cool. I like how the bottom you still have that yellow and gold Pittsburgh checkered color at the bottom with the accented white and the baby blue underneath. This figure looks good, and the Decepticon G2 logos look pretty good. Now, I would have loved for those to have been picked out with a little bit of silver or white in the background. But like I said, they are visible, but they're not my favorite. But I do like the way how this figure turned out. And let's bring out some more figures for some comparisons. So here we are for comparisons. So here we start off with Sandstorm right here, Cloudcover right here, and G2 Ramjet right here. As you see, they look good. They are all the same mold, just painted with different paint decos. And yes, I will be honest, I'm going to stand these up for you real fast. Hopefully you can see it on camera. The faction symbols are different, especially on Cloudcover. They all should be the G2 symbol, but because these two figures came out as Generation Selects in the past and they are older figures, you will need the new repo labels for these to fit in your G2 collection. But other than that, these figures look good as a group, as a trio. I think the only one we're missing out of the G2 series is, I think, Starscream. So hopefully we get that figure soon to like round out our Seekers in the G2 universe. So now it's time for the Yeah Bro Productions figure grading system, or what I like to call the pickup or the pass, where I give my opinions and thoughts on this figure after purchasing it, hopefully to guide you in making a purchase on this figure, or at least telling you to stay away from it and don't pick it up. So for the first category, it is the paint job. And the paint job on my copy is pretty much very good. Overall, I'm pretty happy with it. There is a little paint chipping, I guess, or paint rubbing, like on the head of my figure where the top of the cone was. When we checked out the details, there was 2 markings. I'm just nitpicking on that because I know that is human error. I'm pretty sure they could have put another little coat of paint on that area, but other than that, everything seems painted very well on my copy. I like the way it turned out, where it has the multi-colors with the light blue, the sky blue, it has the white, the black, and then also the checkered pattern and the wind intakes, and then on the feet of the robot. For me, this screams out G2 in my opinion, and I'm definitely liking the paint job that they did because it's actually pretty good. So the second category is the molding. Now the molding on this figure is the same as what we got in the past. It's pretty much the same for all the Seekers we got, from the Earthrise version all the way until Legacy and now Evolution. With that being said, there is some issues with the looseness on my copy with the legs. Like the legs are tight when you spread them out, as you can see in this dynamic pose. But when you have his legs at normal attention stance, it is kind of loose. And when I mean loose, it's hard to keep him standing straight. He may tilt a little forward. He may tilt a little back. And then when transforming it from robot to vehicle mode and then back from vehicle to robot mode, I noticed that the part just likes, I don't know how you call it, like jumps out, the peg jumps out where the back of the knee hinges into the back of the butt area where he connects to turn in that back of the jet. But anyway, other than that, that's the only issue I really have for that, and it's not too bad. So I'm just going to say that the molding is pretty good, but it's not at the best, because this probably is like maybe like the 6th or 7th time we've seen this mold used for a figure. And like I said, that's because you got 3 with original Seekers, and then you got 3 with now the ramjet mode. So after a while, it's going to start doing it, but it's not too bad. But I'm pretty sure it won't be as bad as it is on my copy, on your copy. The last category is the execution and playability. With that being said, on Transformers, the playability and execution, in my opinion, will forever be high, because who does not like a robot that transforms into a vehicle mode or a alt mode and then back into the robot? So yes, that adds a ton of playability in my book, whether you are in the robot mode, using dynamic poses, using blast effects, reenacting your favorite scenes from the cartoon, or if you're in vehicle mode, just flying it around your room or wherever. So yes, the playability and execution in this is terrific in my opinion. So with all these opinions and thoughts on this figure, I will say if you're interested in the G2 Universe line, Cloudcover is a pickup in my opinion to complete that trio of Decepticons for that G2 universe that they have already given us. So hopefully in the near future, we get a Starscream to go with that, because that would be really cool to get a G2 Starscream to go with our G2 Seekers, along with Megatron and Jyaxus from what they've already given us so far. So if you're interested in picking up a copy of this figure, I got my copy from HasbroPulse.com, where I paid $34.99 plus taxes for this figure. If it's sold out on Hasbro Pulse, please check Walmart, because this is a Walmart exclusive where you can find it online or in your local store. As always, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. By doing these 4 actions, it shows my channel a tremendous amount of support, and not only that, positive feedback for one day becoming monetized and hopefully being compensated for producing videos for you. Thank you once again for spending your time watching my video. Until next time, yeah bro, I'll see you soon.